Cool. So let us begin with today's session with the simplest of the simplest techniques in tabletop photography. Suppose if you do not have glamour photography and if you still want to use whatever you have, so I have made a DIY diffuser for my ring flash. This is what it looks like. It's a packing material. So this is what we're going to be starting off with. So the first thing that I'm going to be showing you today is how to use a ring flash for glamour photography. For that, you will need a ring flash, your camera, lens, and you will also need a white color cloth. So I've already kept mine ready. And we're going to be using the ring flash as an off camera flash, in the sense the flash is going to be on my camera, but I'm going to be removing the flash head and I'm going to be using it as an off camera flash. Okay, so that'll be the first thing, after which I'll be removing my ring flash and then I'll be moving on to speed lights, and I'll be triggering the speed light with the help of my trigger, and then we'll be moving on to studio lights. We'll be seeing both kind of pictures. So the first image is going to be a low key image without a reflection, then we'll proceed to low key image with a reflection, then we'll see how to use studio lights, and then we're going to be moving on to getting a high key image, that is an image with a white background. Okay, I am not audible enough, so I can see that am I not audible enough? Is it difficult for you to understand what I'm saying? You want me to remove the mask? So that's the process that I'm going to be doing today. But before I start off with that, again, we have a lot of people who have joined us for the first time today. So what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to be revising what we have done so far in the glamour dental photography. So in the first episode of glamour dental photography, we saw why glamour dental photography is important, and we also saw what are the equipments that are needed for glamour dental photography. In equipments, we saw the actual lights of glamour dental photography and the mounting equipment, that is the light stands, and we also saw what is called as the rail and what is a pantograph. We summarized that Chrome and Godox are the two most popular companies that make good studio lights and softboxes, so we'll stick to that. But they are basically very different when it comes to the mount of the light modifier. All right, so you cannot put an Chrome softbox into a Bowen's mount. So Godox is one of those companies which makes their light modifiers. Light modifiers means a softbox in a Bowen's mount. It also has its own mount called as a Godox mount. So you cannot interchange the light modifier. So the light modifier that is for Chrome has to be used in Chrome only, and the light modifier for Godox has to be used on Godox only. You cannot interchange between them. But I prefer to use Chrome because the color reproduction is better with those lights, in my opinion, and I'm much more comfortable with Chrome. So the studio lights that I had usually suggested is Chrome FRX 200 and Chrome FRX 400. It should be in the range of around Chrome FRX 200, I believe, is in 20,000 rupees or something, and FRX 400 should be in the range of around 32 to 35,000. It depends upon where you're buying it from. All right, so you get, whenever you buy Chrome, you get two light stands for free, which is not the case when you buy a Godox light. You have to buy the light stands separately in Godox. Then we moved on and we saw what are the different light modifiers, and when we use different light modifiers, how it is going to affect our system. We saw what are reflectors, we saw what are softboxes, and the basic conclusion was, if your light modifier is deeper, if it has two layers of white cloth in it, and if the light modifier is bigger. So these are the three things that are going to be influential in making your light softer. So what makes the light soft? One is a deeper softbox, a bigger soft box and multiple layers of white cloth in between are going to make it much more diffuse as compared to the one which is shallow, and the one which is smaller, and the one which is um, what do we say, which has a single layer of diffusion. All right, so in my ring flash, I'm just going to be using a single layer of diffusion because this is just a single layer of white cloth. So it's going to give me a minimum amount of soft lighting, but nonetheless, it's better than just using ring flash alone. So this is for the people who ask how to make a diffuser for ring flash. So this is how I do it. All right. So let us begin with the first shot, and I'm going to be taking a picture of the model which has full ceramic Emax crowns, and we'll start off with that. So we have some brilliant prosthesis today. So this is full ceramic crowns. It is by Advanced Dental Lab from Surat, and they've been kind enough to send it across to me. So this is not my work. This is not my patient work. Thanks to Corona, I do have very less flow of patients currently, but we're going to be shooting this today because I asked for it from them, and they were really kind enough to send it across to me. So the first shot that we'll be taking is a picture of these teeth with a ring flash, and then we'll put a diffuser on the ring flash, and then we'll see what is the difference between the two. All right, so let me start off with that first. All right, so I'm not really sure how I'll show it to all of you all because it's going to be a little difficult today because I'm downstairs and my phone is also on charging. All right, so let me just put the camera, put the other camera on. Okay. Yeah, I believe you will be able to see what I'm doing now. Oops. You might find it difficult for, you might find it difficult to hear a bit. So just bear with me. I think I'll remove my mask in that case. Okay, so I've removed my mask and I think I'll be much more clearer now. So I'm going to be taking a picture of these prostheses, and I want a black color background, and the only condition that you're going to be getting it is there should be nothing in the background. All right, so I'm going to be keeping my light source in this direction, but I'm going to be shooting in this direction. But I'm going to be managing somehow not to get anything in front of me. That's how you're going to be ending up getting a black background, and I'm going to be trying that first. All right, so I'm just going to keep my cast like this on the edge of this table. So I'll have to bend down quite a bit and take the shot, or maybe my staff can hold it, but there is always a danger that the prosthesis might fall down. And right now, I don't have anything down that can protect the prosthesis. So I'm just going to be keeping it on the table to be on the safer side like this, but I'll keep it on the edge so that it's a little easy for me. And the next thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my camera and the flash, and I'm going to be putting it on. It's on half power right now. So you can see my camera is on half power. My camera settings, they never change. My f is usually f25. ISO is 100. Shutter is 1 by 200. Sorry, shutter is 1 by 100 usually. And my flash power is on half, which is really powerful right now. So I'm just going to be reducing the flash power to maybe 1 by 4th power. If you cannot see, let me just put the light on. And I'm going to be taking the shot at a magnification ratio of 1 is to 1.5. So on my lens, I have a magnification ratio of 1 is to 1.5. But I'm going to be asking my staff to hold the light like this from up to down, from down to up direction, right? So she's going to be holding the flash in front of the prosthesis that's going to illuminate the prosthesis, the labial surface. But I have to manage somehow to get empty space uh, against my lens. So I'm going to be trying, and I'm going to be trying to do that. Alright, so let us see the result of this. I'm going to be connecting my tab and I'll be showing you the result of one pictures. Alright, so I have only one picture in my tablet right now, and this is the picture that I have shot. Okay, so you can see that the reflections are on the cervical side, and that's because we have kept the light direction in such a way. So we always prefer to keep light from the cervico-incisal direction. We do not want reflections on the incisal edges, but this is going to be a good angle for us to shoot on. All right, great. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to replicate. I'm going to be replicating the same shot, but with a diffuser on my ring flash. All right. So let me just keep this over here, and I'm going to be putting a white cloth on my ring flash. Okay, and I'm going to be holding it again in the same manner. All right. थोड़ा जगह रखो रिंग फ्लैश और व्हाइट क्लॉथ के बीच में, ऐसे दबा के नहीं रखो, थोड़ा दूर रखो, ठीक है. So what I'm telling my staff is not to push this on the white cloth, because if you keep it close to the edge of the white cloth, it's going to cause lesser diffusion. If there is space between the light and the white cloth, it's going to give us more diffusion. So I'm just trying to keep some space in between the light and the white cloth. I'm going to take the same shot now. Okay, and we'll see the effects of this one. So we'll see the result of, we'll see the difference of both. So this is the first shot, and we'll see the second shot. This is the second shot. You can see the lighting is much more diffuse as compared to the previous one. You can see this is more harsh as compared to this one, but the angle of lighting has remained the same, and it is cervico-incisal, means there is very minimum light falling on the incisal edges because my light is in the cervical, not on the incisal side. All right, now we move on to speed lights. Light on. Okay, so I'm going to be removing my ring flash now. I'm going to be using my speed light for the next shot. If you have any questions on the ring flash, you can ask me right now. You can make this on your own. It's a DIY thing, very easy to make. So I put it on the Yongnuo ring flash right now, and it works completely fine. It's much better than not using anything at all. Okay, so let me start off with my speed light. Before I start off with my speed light, I'm going to be showing you the settings of my speed light first. Okay, so you can see right now it is on slave mode, but I don't want to use it on slave mode. I'm going to be using it on wireless mode. I just put the light on for you all so you can see it better. I'm going to hit on the wireless mode. This is the wireless mode, and it is on manual power, that is half power. So I'm going to be taking a shot at 1/4 power, and I'll see. Okay, but this is not a naked speed flash speed light. It has got a diffuser on it. All right, and the diffuser has two white cloth in it, so it's going to give me a good amount of diffusion. Okay, so I'll ask my staff to hold the light. So whenever your staff is holding it, you have to tell them not to touch any of the buttons, because if they press any button by mistake and if the mode will change, this is not going to fire. So whenever you give it to the staff, you request them not to press any buttons. Okay, so I'm hopeful that you'll be able to see now. And I'm going to be using the trigger for my speed speed light. There's a Yongnuo trigger. So as soon as I do a half shutter release, a blue light will come on my flash. So if it is in sync, I'll get a blue light in my flash. Okay, so I'm not getting a sync somehow. So that is why it's also not firing. Yeah. So the reason why that happened was my trigger was not fully inside. So if the trigger is not fully inside, because this does not have a mechanical lock, or if I just do it like this, it comes out. But now I just pressed it inside, and you can see that I am getting a blue light. I think you could see the blue light. Now it will fire. Right? So let me just go ahead and show you. So the speed light works wirelessly. It does not have any wires. And again, we're going to be keeping it in the cervicoincisal direction, but I expect a much smoother effect to come in this situation because we have two layers of white cloth, and as you can see, it's much more deeper as compared to what we had used in the past. This is a very practical light to be used. It is very economic. So the speed light is Yongnuo's 560 Mark IV. It is very inexpensive. It is very inexpensive. It's really economic, and it should be around 5,000 or 6,000 rupees, I think. And these diffusers, you can either get it stitched or you can buy them. This is also not very expensive. It ranges from 800 rupees per softbox to 2,000 rupees. All right, so let me place the light again. We're going to be placing the light from the cervicoincisal direction. So, chhod do. Yeah. I'll keep it like this from the cervicoincisal direction so that you can also see. And I'm going to be doing the same thing, the same magnification, and I'm going to be taking the shot this time. But this time I expect a better result. Okay, it was too bright. I'll just show it to you over here for the time being. It was too bright for me, so I'm going to be reducing the power even more. So I was using it at a power of 1 by 4. So I'm going to be reducing it to say 1 by 16. But this also depends where your staff is going to hold it. If you reduce the power and your staff also holds it far, then it's going to cause double problems. So either you keep it far or you reduce the flash power. That is in your hands. But if you do both the things are going to affect our system. So I'll ask my staff to hold it again in the same direction. And we'll take the shot again. All right, we'll see the result. एक काम करो ना, वो लाइट बंद ही रखो, स्टूडियो लाइट एक ऑन कर दो. So this was the first image with the softbox. It's looking pretty good over here actually, but it is overexposed. And this is the well exposed image. So let us compare all that we have done so far. This is the first image. This is a ring flash without the white cloth. This is ring flash with the white cloth, just a simple plain white cloth. This did not fire in between, but this was an overexposed shot with a softbox for our speed light, and this was the reduced power shot of our speed light with the softbox. Okay, so that is how softboxes work with the help of a trigger that I have used in this situation. Okay, hi Noel, nice to have you. Yeah, so Noel is one of the most famous dental photography experts of the world. So Noel has asked me is the polystyrene type of material that I'm using. So yes, it is called as a diffuser, and it is a polystyrene type of a material. I'll just show you the material. I'll just remove the material and I'll show it to you. It is really thin. It's almost like semi-translucent. Um, it's maybe we can call it nylon or as well. All right, and all it has is velcro on the sides. Very thin material, but I would have preferred a little more opaque as compared to so translucent. So the pricing also changes according to that. If the material is slightly better, I prefer more opaque materials as compared to this one, but this is more translucent. So I have a lot of these light modifiers, but this is one of those which I don't use much because this is very transparent. This is what the diffuser material looks like. All right. So now we're going to be seeing how to get a reflection of the same cast on a mirror with the softbox. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the same picture of the same prosthesis, that is this one, but I'm going to be trying to get reflections onto the occlusal mirror. So I'm going to be using this mirror, that is the mirror by the Magic Box, and I'm going to be keeping the incisal edges pointing downwards this time. So I'm going to be keeping the mirror like this, and I'm going to be keeping the incisal edges on the mirror. Okay, so let me see if I could manage it without the prosthesis falling down. So you can already see a good amount of reflections coming in. Okay, and I'm going to be getting a black background because there is nothing for quite some distance behind my cast. In the sense, there's nothing over here. If there's something over here, it'll get exposed. It'll be there in our picture. But right now, I'm planning to get a reflection. But you can see the cast is moving slightly, so there is some amount of space between the incisal edge, which is the actual incisal edge, and the reflection. So my staff not only has to hold the light now, but she also has to press the cast downwards so that the space between the incisal edges is reduced. Okay, so let us go ahead and try this shot. So we'll be placing the light in position first. Okay, and cool, but the camera is getting blocked, so I'm just going to be holding it like this. Ideally I would have wanted it like this, but I'll keep it like this. Or what I can do is I can move my tripod here. Now you'll be able to see. Yeah, now you will be able to see it clearly. Cool. तुम्हारा हाथ record हो जाएगा. So you have to be careful that her hand is also not coming in the background. If the hand comes in the background, even that will get recorded. So a lot of things have to be taken care of before taking the picture itself. All right, so the same magnification ratio, I'm just going to be going ahead and forwards, and I'm going to be recording a picture of this. Okay, so now a problem is going to come. I'm going to be able to get some background which I don't want, and we'll try to solve that situation as well. So first we'll do a mistake and then we'll solve it. Let us see what happens. Okay, so I've taken the first shot and we'll see the shot on the tab. So this is the previous shot. This is the shot that I got now. So that's the difference between the reflection and without the reflection. So this is the one without the reflection. It looks fantastic. But if you want a reflection, it looks like this. Okay, a mistake has not happened. Okay, very slight mistake is there, but I don't think you'll be able to see it. There is a mistake, and I wanted to show it to you. Okay, you can see over here it's black, but over here it's gray. You can exactly see the difference. Here it's black. It's black over here, but in the background over here it's gray. See, gray here, black here. This should not happen. Okay. So how do we avoid? So first of all, let us try and understand why this problem has come. The problem has come because the cast was over here and I'm taking my shot from this angle. So what is actually happening is when I'm bending down to take a shot like this, uh, okay, I'm trying to cover the entire frame with this, but a little bit of the white background from my table is also getting recorded. So what I can do is, if I do not want the table surface to be seen, I can keep my mirror on the edge of the table so that immediately after the table ends, there is empty space, and because there's an empty space, I will get a black background. I'm just going to shift the entire system on the edge, over the edge like this, and we're going to be repeating the entire protocol once again. Okay, also make sure that the prosthesis is not very close to this edge, otherwise the edge will get recorded. So you have to basically balance everything and then take a shot. Okay, so I'll just hold it till the time my staff is ready. I'll move my table once again, and then okay, now it's almost perfect. So my mirror is outside the table, so that's least chance of getting a background. All right, so I'll just position the light. पहले light करो. Okay, so the light is in place. Just want to check it once. So what has happened is because she is holding it and the buttons are getting pressed, the settings are constantly changing. So that is why I got underexposure once. So make sure to check it every time. Okay, but this time also we want the light cervical incisor, light ऊपर से नीचे डालना. So we'll keep it like this rather than like this. Okay, so everything is set. Now I'll ask my staff to hold it. Try to always keep the light cervical incisor. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be taking my shot. Okay, this is one more I'll take. थोड़ा पास में ले लो light. Okay, we'll see the result now. Speed light रख दो. Okay, so we'll see both the pictures. Okay, we'll see the first picture. So you can see that in this situation, the light was incisal. It was not cervical incisal. In the sense, the light was kept in this direction. That is why a lot of the labial surface is shining. So if you actually deliberately want to show it, you can keep the light like that. But if it is an aesthetic shot, I would not encourage you to keep it like this. This is one shot where if you want to show surface textures, you can show it like this. But if you want to show the beauty of your line angles, then you should not keep it like this. So if you keep your light direction incisal or incisor cervical, you are going to get heavy amount of reflections. So what I did in the next shot was I asked her to keep the light like this, so it went to cervical incisor. So you can see the reflection direction also has changed. It has come over here as compared to over here. So even the change in the direction makes a very big impact. All right, so I got a little bit of table over here, so I had to repeat the shot, and this is how I took my next shot. Now also I have a little bit of table, but I have to crop it. Probably I'll produce it, I'll put it on Instagram like this. Okay, but if you like these kind of shots, okay, so I like to keep a lot of negative space on one side. So if this is my point of focus, if this is where I'm focusing, I see to it that I keep a lot of negative space on the other side for putting my watermark. I usually dislike pictures like these where I do not have space to put my watermark. And this is also great if you are a big fan of surface textures. You can keep the light in front of the labial surface like this, and you can go ahead and take the shot. All right. So you can keep any magnification ratio of your choice. It's not a rule. If you want to go closer, you can go closer. If you want to go far and take the shot, you can go far and take the shot. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to go a little more closer because I kind of like the surface textures on 2:1, and I'm going to record that. So I'm going to be keeping the light labially, like bang on the labial surface, incisor-cervically, and I'm going to take this reflection in a higher magnification. So we'll take the speed light again because I want to see how it looks when I go a little closer. So the first thing that I'll do is I'll ask her to adjust the light position. First, you check the light. Okay, it is good light. And now, since I want the reflection, okay, so I'll explain it over here. Maybe I'll just get the camera on this side. So you can see if you want reflection on the labial surface, the light has to fall on the labial surface bang on perpendicular like this. So I'll rotate, since my light is in this direction, I'll rotate the cast and I'll bang it on the labial surface. So when you bang the light on the labial surface, it is going to reflect back and you're going to get heavy reflections on the labial surface. So now I'm purposely trying to get a reflection on the labial surface because I like the surface textures onto one. Okay, so let us try and get surface textures in a higher magnification. I'm just going to raise this thing so you all can see what I'm shooting. Okay, I think I'm all set. I'm going to increase my magnification ratio by, I'm going to go closer, but my cast has shifted to the edge of the mirror, so I'm just going to keep it a little far and the mirror on the edge, and that's how we're going to be doing it. आगे पकड़ना है इधर. Okay, so I'm all set and I'm going to be taking my shot. There's barely any light, so it's difficult for me to focus, but it's looking fantastic. And I'm going to be showing you the image. So this was the previous shot, and the one that I got now is this one. Okay, so you can see a lot of reflections that have come again on the labial surface as compared to previously. So previously it was on the cervical side, but this time purposely I've kept it down again. So again the reflections have started coming. But I can see a lot of reflections on the lateral incisor as well. Purposely I've kept a lot of negative space because that is where I'll be doing my branding. And beautiful work done by Advanced Dental Lab from Surat. So if you know this, the lab technician, his name is Haresh Savani. His work is absolutely brilliant. In fact, my mom has a full mouth rehabilitation done with all Emax crowns. I think she has not Emax crowns, but quite a lot of them are laminates, and the remaining are tabletops. All of them are Emax, and they've been done by Haresh Savani himself from Surat, and the results are fabulous. I love the halo effect that's coming on the incisal aspect. So this is what the higher magnification image is looking like. You can see more number of teeth over here. You can see less number of teeth over here. That means that this is a higher magnification. All right. So I hope you can hear me clearly now. Okay. So we're going to be seeing the results with different light modifiers today. That is why we have come for the session. So now I'm going to be switching over to my studio lights. So if you do not have studio lights also, I just wanted to prove to you that it is not always necessary to have studio lights. Even if you have speed light, which is inexpensive, you can go ahead and still get brilliant looking pictures with this. In fact, you can do intraoral glamour photography also quite easily with these lights. Okay, so let me shift to studio lights now. So we're going to be taking the same shot with my Elinchrom FRX 200. So that's the studio light. We're going to be getting it closer, and I'm going to be getting the same shot but with a studio light now. but I'm going to be facing, maybe I might not get a black color background because I have a glass partition which is very close to me. So I have to do everything I can so that the light does not fall on that glass panel. So I'll just ask my staff to put it on, and I'm going to be uh, directing the light on this side. So my studio light is looking like this. So I'm keeping the modeling light on because I had a big amount of, I faced a lot of difficulty while doing the picture with the speed light because the speed light itself was blocking all the light or the ambient lighting in my room. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the teeth very close. I'm just gonna get the light downwards because light is spilling upwards. So I'm just gonna get the light down. Okay, and I'm gonna be getting it cervical incisal. So I'm just gonna get the head slightly up to down like this. Okay, and I'm gonna get the light closer, and I'm gonna keep it against the direction of my glass partition. Okay, I think you are not able to see, so I'm just gonna keep it a little far and compensate on that problem by increasing the flash power. पीछे लो. Okay, so I think you are able to see now, right? पीछे लो. I think you should be able to see now. Yeah. Okay. So my light is again coming from the cervical direction to the incisal direction. It's going cervical incisal, but the contra side is more exposed compared to this side. We can use two lights as well, which I'll show you later on. But right now, I'm just planning to use a single light source. I'm going to be getting my mirror on the edge. I'm going to be pointing my cast in the direction of the light because if I point the cast towards myself, that is this direction, my side is going to be in shadows. So I want the labial surface of the incisors to be highlighted, and I'm going to be pointing it right into my light in this direction. So let me do one thing. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be keeping on changing the direction of my model, and we'll see what effect it creates on my picture. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to keep it completely in this direction, that is on that direction. Then I'll slowly move it to like this, and I'll move it on my side like this. Okay, so I'm going to be taking 3 or 4 shots with just changing directions of my model. All right, so I'm just going to keep it like this, and in all my shots I'm going to be trying to focus on 2-1, that's the uh, left central incisor. Okay, so before I take the shot, I just wanted to go closer and check what my central incisor is. So because of anterior, sometimes you mistake the lateral as the central, and then it's a problem. So it is always a good thing to go close and confirm which is the central incisor, because while looking into the viewfinder you don't want to get confused. All right, so let me go ahead and take the shot. Okay, so I first have to try and get a black background. I have to do everything I can for that. Power kitna hai? 1. So I'm going close, focusing on 2-1. Okay. Oh, see what happened? I have the speed light trigger on my camera, and I'm firing the studio light. So I forgot to change the trigger. So one shot got wasted. This is the trigger for my studio light. So you have to be a little careful initially. But obviously, nobody's going to be using speed lights when they have studio lights. So once you have this, you don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to go ahead and try it again. I'm trying to get the reflection and balance between my negative space. Okay, so it is really very bright. So what I'm going to be doing is my power is already full, minimum power, right? 1 pen. So I cannot reduce the power even more because it's already at minimum power. So what I can do is I can ask my staff to take it a little behind. पीछे लेके जाओ उसको. So my staff is basically taking the light away from me because it is really bright on the teeth. Okay, so that's about how you can manage the intensity of light. And I'm, by the way, I'm at f25, so that is almost close to maximum. उतना दूर भी नहीं. ठीक है, देखते देखते. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Yeah, that is my first shot. It is well exposed. I'm just going to rotate it and get the central incisors pointing towards me. And now I'm going to be pointing the central incisors completely towards me and keeping it away slightly. Since there's nobody to press the cast, I'm going to be getting some space. Ideally, there should be somebody, but if she sits over there, the light is going to get blocked, so I cannot ask her to sit there. Alright, so we've taken three different shots. It's going to give us three different results. Light one, Kadu. And I'm going to be showing you the first shot. Okay, so this is the first shot. Look at the line angles. It looks brilliant and beautiful. Okay, so this was the first shot in which my cast was completely looking on the opposite direction. You can see a lot of space between the reflection and the tooth right now because the cast is slightly upwards. There's nobody to press the cast, that's why. So this is the full zoomed out version. If I show you the 100% magnification, it looks like this. Brilliant, isn't it? And then I moved the cast slightly towards me like this. So this is the result. You can see now the incisor is pointing more towards me. So this one, it is the 2-1 is pointing on the contrast side, but now I'm rotating the cast towards myself. So you can see the result of the movement. The entire effect changes, and a lot of surface textures are seen now just by changing the direction of one light. And then I moved the central more towards myself, so now you can see the opposite side is more illuminated, but the side towards myself is underexposed. I do not recommend you take such shots because you should not be getting so many shadows on your side. It does not give a very good impression about the way you are photographing because even though there's a glamour photography, you are free to do whatever you like, but it does not look good if you have so much of wastage. All right, so you have to be little mindful about where you are giving the negative space. So I like to give negative space on one side only. So over here there are two sides. One side is this and one side is this. And I do not like the side that is closer to me to be in darkness and the side that is opposite to me bright like this. There's something that I would never recommend it to my students. But even this image can be used if I just crop it like this and put it on Insta. It is going to look good if I completely remove the negative space on that side, and I'm going to be, if I crop it and use it, no problem, but I probably discourage everybody to do that. Okay, so while shooting itself, the composition has to be nice and good, like this one. So I have a good amount of negative space on the opposite side. Even this one is a beautiful picture with a negative space on the opposite side. All right, so we got a black background with without the reflection. Then we got a black background with the reflection. You can see how simple the entire workflow is. Now we're going to be moving on to getting a white background. Light on, Guru. White background without the reflection. In that, I'm just going to be holding the cast. In fact, I'll ask my staff to hold the cast for me. So I'm just going to get the light close to me. Light ऊपर कर दो, bend. इसका मुंडी ऊपर कर दो. So I'm just asking her to rotate the light upwards, not so much up. मेरे level पे. Okay, like this. And the only thing that we have to do in this situation is hold the cast in front of the light. That's all you have to do. All right. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be getting the light close to me. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is this is not only your background but also your light source. Reflector इसमें है या उसमें? उसमें है ना? वो वाला ऑन कर दो. उसमें ही है, मुझे पता है. ऑन करो. So this one does not have a reflector inside. I would prefer to use a reflector in this case because it's going to give me a hotspot. Kholo. So this does not have a reflector. I would prefer a light with a reflector. So I'm just going to keep this aside. It's not that you cannot do it with this. It's better if you do it with a reflector light. So I'm just going to get the other studio light close to me because it has a reflector inside. So let me just get that close. उसका वायर ही लगा दो ना, ऊपर ही है वायर. So I'm just going to put this off, remove the wire and put the wire. This. Okay, so my softbox is now ready. Power kitna? 1. Okay, so now I just have to do a placement of my cast. So I'll be asking my staff to. So you have to be a little observant, such that okay, I'll get the camera in this direction so that you'll understand it better. Okay, so there has to be a light band kar do. Now you'll be able to appreciate. So if I keep my cast like this and take a shot, the light is falling on this also, and it is also giving me a white background. So this part is going to get illuminated and I'm going to get a white background. Okay. So this is how you have to keep it. You have to try and keep it close to this white cloth. Okay. And also the direction, up and down direction of the cast is going to make a huge impact. If I keep it like this, it's going to give me a beautiful result because background, there is no cast. But see what happens when I tilt it downwards. These teeth are seen. So it should not be like this. I don't want to see these teeth. I'm going to keep it like this. Okay, not like this. I'm going to keep it like this. All right, and you can wear good color gloves, and you can ask your staff to hold it like this so that even the gloves are going to give a good amount of contrast. All right, so let us see how my staff is holding it. Then I'll give it some direction. Okay, so it's all set. So you can see how my staff is holding it is wrong because I'm able to see these teeth. So I have to correct her and I've got to keep it like this. Okay, the gloves that you use must be tight. It should not have wrinkles. Otherwise, it's not going to end up looking nice. Right now, these gloves are bigger for my staff. I cannot help it. I'm just going to give it a shot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the shot like this and not like this. All right. So I'm just going to keep my phone slightly away so that I get some space to shoot. But I'll keep it like this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Just a trial shot to see what is the exposure. So I want more exposure on my side. I'll show you the images. So I was not really happy because there was a lot of shadow on my side. So if there's a lot of shadow on my side, I have to make the cast on this side so that more light falls on the other side. Or I can increase the flash power. Right now my flash is on minimum power. So all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to increase the power. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've increased it to 2.0 now. First it was 1.0. And I'm going to repeat the shot. So I'm going to be taking one with a glove. It's looking nice. And now I'm going to be taking a close-up shot. So I'm going to go to higher magnifications now. I'm going to go close to the teeth. I'm going to be taking a shot. Okay, I'm going to be taking one more shot by rotating the cast slightly. Okay, my staff is also moving a lot. So you have to be a little careful. Ask them not to move. And we'll see the images now. Okay, so let us go ahead and see. Light on karo. All right. So let us see the pictures. This is the first image. So this one was the first shot with the glove. All right, but the glove fitting is not good. Although the color is nice. Okay, so I went in close because I was not happy with the colors. I mean, I was not happy with the fitting of the gloves. I can see a change in the direction. So first, the cast was pointing more towards me. That is why my side has a lot of darkness. So I increased the flash power and rotated the cast on the other side slightly, and I have more light falling on. But I still have a lot of cloth being seen. So if I want to avoid that, what I can do is I can ask her to move away from the cloth or increase the exposure. Right. So this is the close-up shot, and this is the last. So this one is more, the model is more towards me, and then I rotated it and put it more into the light. So now there is more light falling on the uh, teeth, on the labial surface of the teeth. I would probably want to take one more shot with an increased exposure. So I'll just put the light on. I'll retake the glove shot with more power of flash, and uh, I'll ask her to keep the hands away from the white cloth. But I'm going to be increasing my flash power, so I'm just going to increase it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe. Let's see. So light दूर करो मेरे से. Okay, so I'll ask her to hold the cast again. Cast तुम्हारे पास? ले लो cast. Okay, I'll just try to remove the wrinkles before itself. Now we're gonna be keeping it a little away, quite away from the white background, so that we prevent wrinkles being seen in our background. So, okay, and we don't want the other side of the teeth to be seen. So instead of keeping it like this, I'm gonna be keeping it like this. All right, and we'll move around in this direction, this and this. All right, so okay, I'm gonna be getting the cast also on the edge of the hand. All right, so you can see what I'm doing. Just moving on the phone away so that you can see me shooting as well. Okay, so this is my. I don't think you'll be able to see me shoot. I'm taking my first shot anyways. थोड़ा रोटेट कर दो लाइट की तरफ हाथ. Okay, and now I'm gonna move in. और थोड़ा रोटेट कर दो ऐसे. कास्ट गिरेगा. Okay. So this is all with a single light. I can use two lights also if I want. I'm getting a lot of shadows on my side now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the light on this direction slightly so that the light falls more on my side and I won't have to rotate her hand anymore. Alright, but the light came close to me, so I'm just going to keep it away again. Going to repeat the shot. Okay, and now I'm going to move in closer to the teeth and repeat the close-up shots. Okay, one more. Okay, let us see all the pictures. And now we'll use two studio lights in the next one. दोनों lights ready कर दो अभी. And till that time, I'm going to show you all the pictures. Okay, so this is दोनों lights on कर दो. On ही रखो कोई बात नहीं. So this is the second round of shots. So you can see I have a much clearer white background now. Okay. As compared to previously, but that has led to more darkness in this area. So what I did was I moved the light in this direction so that the light was falling on my cast more. So I'm trying to get the light more on my side now. That is how it works. I have a pure white background now. And then I moved the light even more. So this side is more illuminated and the gloves are also illuminated. Right? Then I moved to a close-up, but what happened in my first shot was I could see a space over here, so that's why I got a black background. But I can still use it if I crop it like this, but I don't want to crop it. So what I did was I changed my own direction and took the next shot like this, and I prevented getting a black background. Alright, so I think that was the last shot that I took, and now we're going to be repeating white background shots with two lights instead of one light. So one light is going to be my background and one light is going to illuminate my side. Alright, so let us start. All good. Okay, so we are all set. So one light is going to be my background. While light दे दो मुझे. I'm going to keep the tripod like this. वो लाइट पीछे ना, उसका पावर पर कितना है 1.0, उसका पावर कर दो 2.0. Okay, so that's going to be my background now. This light is going to be my background. This is going to be my light source to illuminate the cast or the model on my side. इस तरफ facing कर दो, पीछे लो थोड़ा, बस ठीक है. Okay, so that is all set, and my main light source is also set. Cast ले लो. And I'm going to be asking her to hold it anywhere in between. इतना दूर नहीं, मेरे पास ले लो. Okay, so I'm going to be just pointing now towards that light, and I'm going to be taking the shot. Both the lights are firing now, and you can see the difference. I'll show you the difference later, but I can see more illumination on my side. All right, I'll just finish the shoot and then I'll take the then I'll show it to you all. Okay. Okay, it's looking very nice now, and let's finish the shoot quickly. I'm gonna go closer now for a close-up shot. All good, and now just one or two more shots. थोड़ा उस तरफ तुम्हारी तरफ लेना. Okay, छोड़ दो, and we're gonna be seeing the results. So the difference between this and this, lights one. So this is the one with a single light, and we'll see the results with two lights. You can see a lot of change in exposure. So this is the one with two lights now. You can see a lot of light falling on the glass. When you use two lights, it becomes very, very easy for everyone. So this is with two lights. If you want to prevent this shadow, you can see there's a little shadow. Then instead of the light from this direction, you can give light in this direction also. But since I am sitting over there and the tripod was over there, I couldn't do it. I tried my best, so this is the best that I could have got. You can see more shadow here, less shadow here. And then I moved to close-up shots. And I think that's the last shot for right now. Whatever I took the last shot, that was this shot. So let us compare this shot with two lights, and I'll show you with the single light. So I think this one is with a single light. So this one is with a single light. You can see a lot of shadows on our side, but if you don't like it, you can shoot it like this also. So there's a lot of light on our side and background is also white. You can shift this light on this side, so this will also get more illuminated. If you do not like the canine being more exposed, you can get it on the central side. Let me just try and take that shot now. Lights on kar do. I'm going to be moving the light on the central side and not on the canine side. It's a little uncomfortable for me because I'm not able to move much. Okay. Fast. Okay, so now you can see the light is on the central side. First it was like this. I can rotate the cast and do it like this, or I can bring the light on this side. Okay, so but if I bring the light on this side, hat jao, you will not be able to see what I'm showing you. What? That's the problem with this. Okay, I think I'll move the tripod first and get it on the other side, so you can see it from the other side. Alright, just a minute. I'll move the tripod. I hope you will be able to see now. Okay. Cast. Now the light is going to be on the centrals. तुम उस तरफ चले जाओ chair के पास light block नहीं करना है. So you have to ask your staff not to block this. Usually they'll find the easiest way, but we have to understand the light direction. They cannot stand over here because they'll be blocking the light themselves. So you have to be a little careful about these things. Alright, now it is all set. And I'm going to be taking the shot. As the first shot, it's going to be really bright as expected, so I'm going to be reducing the flash power to the minimum. थोड़ा वो लाइट से दूर रखो, थोड़ा वो लाइट से दूर रखो, मेरी तरफ ले लो. Okay, so I've taken the one without gloves. Now I'll take the one with gloves. Okay, and we'll see the shots. So I'm going to move the lights again so we can see the different shots we have taken so far. So I'll show you the difference between the two just by changing the light direction, how much of the effect changes. So okay, this was the one in which I could not take my light on the central side, so you can see a lot of shadows in the cervical region of the central and the lateral, which continued. And then I decided to move the lights. So see the difference now. This is the one with the moved light. So now the light is in this direction. It's not over here. So I have one light here in the background and one light here, like this. If I blow it off, it's beautiful. Alright. You can see the difference over here. Now the full shadows have gone. So you can manage this very easily by just changing the direction. You have to be mindful about the light direction, that's all. Otherwise, it's very, very simple. Then I took a shot with the gloves. So let me compare this one with the previous one because my light direction was not so comfortable. So this is the one with the light in this direction and one background light. And I'll show you the previous glove shot. There's a huge amount of difference between the both. See this one. Okay, and see this one, even this one. So this one is a single light, just the background and the light pouring into my side. This is with two lights but with a shadow in the central, and this is with two lights again but the light direction is like this. You can see how much difference it creates in the lighting effects. But it's very simple, it's very logical. You don't have to worry too much. You just have to keep on playing with the light directions. I'm still not happy with this image because I can see the occlusal surfaces of the contralateral side. I would strongly discourage all of you all to be a little careful about such things because I should not be able to take the contralateral. I should not be able to see the contralateral teeth ideally because it spoils this region's view. Alright, so although this exposure was nice, I was not careful about preventing the contralateral side being seen. So I love this one. I think I'll be posting this one on Instagram soon. All right. So that is about getting plain white backgrounds. And now I'm going to be showing you how to take pictures. Light on kar do. How to take pictures of larger prosthesis, because mirror is pretty small, so it is okay for a smaller prosthesis or a smaller area. But if we are planning a full arch kind of a prosthesis, what do we use? But before that, I'm going to be showing you. Uh, okay, so do you want to see this first? Pictures of bigger prosthesis first, or do you want to see high magnification images with MPE65? I'll take the audience opinion on this. What do you want to see first? Do you want to see high magnification images of extracted teeth, which I can easily do on this itself? Or do you want to see bigger, how to shoot larger prosthesis first? Just put it in the comments so I can see that you all are with me. Okay, guys, let's make this more interactive. Okay, yeah, ragdo. So Gaurav Munjal, my friend from Chandigarh, I believe, is saying that he wants to see how to take pictures of larger prosthesis. So I have something called as a flexiglass sheet. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you the flexiglass sheet right now. You can light hata do वहाँ से. You can buy one for yourself, or if you don't have it, you can ask me. I'll send it across for you. So I have a size which is 2 feet by 2 feet. All right. So that is what it looks like. It is a black color background. It is a black sheet. It is a black sheet, which is 2 feet by 2 feet. Okay, but it is highly reflective, so you have to see to it that whatever you buy, it is highly reflective. So this is called as mirror polish flexiglass sheet, and this is ideal for very big prostheses as well. For example, if I want to take a picture of full articulator with both the casts on it and the prosthesis, so what I do is usually I keep it right in the center of the flexiglass sheet, and I keep a lot of space behind the background. So what I get in that case is a low-key image. So it's a full black color background and with a reflection of the articulator on the flexiglass sheet. So right now I do not have an articulator with myself, but I do have a bigger prosthesis. So what I'm going to be showing you is how to take a picture of bigger prosthesis with the help of flexiglass sheet. So this one is a really big one. So we provide all our students, whosoever wants to buy with this, if they want to buy. So we have the bigger one only because it can accommodate all size prosthesis. This is 2 feet by 2 feet. All right, and let's go ahead and take a picture on the flexiglass sheet of a larger prosthesis. So I'm going to be getting rid of the tripod. I'm going to be keeping it away from myself so that you can see it. But you might not be able to hear me as clearly, so I'll try to be as loud as I can. But let's hope you can see. All right, so this is the flexiglass sheet. Like you can see, I am a little worried as to how I'm going to be keeping my light on this side. All right, मेरे chair पे रख सकते हैं. I don't have a place for this. It's cool. So यहाँ पे रख लेते हैं, देखते हैं. It's going to be difficult for me to get a black background because there's a mirror right in front of me over here. But that's the only place where I can keep my lights. बाहर आ जाओ. ये लाइट्स एडजस्ट कर दो इसके ऊपर और वो वाला लाइट भी उस तरफ ले लो. I'm just shifting everything, but it's going to be very difficult for me to get a black background now because I don't have any other platform. So let me see. अंदर डालो उसको पूरा. I'm going to be keeping the flexiglass sheet on the table. अभी दूर कर दो उसको. I'm just going to be keeping my flexiglass sheet over here. It is all set. Okay, so you can see the flexiglass sheet now. That's my plexiglass sheet over there. Ideally, you should have nothing in the background. Unfortunately, I do not have space in this room for that. I'll have to go upstairs, but I cannot shift my entire lights and everything on top. It's a very big challenge for me to get a black background now, but let's see. उसका मुंडी नीचे कर दो. So I'm all set, and so is my so are my lights. I'm just going to bend it down a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be bending down and taking the shot from this angle. So I'm all set. So you have to be a little careful that there is no dust on the plexiglass sheet, microfiber cloth. So you have to keep on cleaning it with a microfiber cloth because you cannot afford to have any dust particles on this. This is a brand new plexiglass sheet. Just cleaning it. You cannot use any cloth for this. You have to use a microfiber cloth only, or a leather piece, or a hide of any animal, so that you don't get scratches on this. You cannot afford to have any kind of dust particle. I'm going to be keeping a Malo bridge. You can keep both the arches also. You can keep one full articulator, but this is the biggest prosthesis that I have right now. And I can also keep my cast along with it. If I want to show a very big prosthesis, I can do this. So I can shoot it like this as well. Just keep some distance between the two. I'll try to take individual first because that's going to be a little bit easy on me. तुम्हारा power कितना है light का?
1.0.
So both the lights are on minimum flash power. And let me try and take a picture of the implant prosthesis first. So I'm going to keep this one slightly away. I cannot keep it exactly over there because my cast is going to block the light. So I can keep one away and one far. And I'm going to keep a magnification ratio of 1:3 if you're on crop sensor and 1:2 if you're on full frame. So I'm using a full frame, so I'm using a magnification ratio of 1:2 because this is synonymous to a full arch prosthesis, a full arch picture, intraoral picture. I'm going to be going close and I'm going to be trying to focus on this. And yeah, I got a black background, but I got a little bit of my reflection also because of the mirror. This is how the image is going to look like. So good. So you get a very beautiful reflection. There is a small dust particle over here. I have to remove it, which I could not see it with my naked eyes, but it's looking brilliant. Can you see it? Beautiful, isn't it? Yes or no? You can put it in the comments so I can get some encouragement out of you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking the full arch with the full ceramic prosthesis. वो ऊपर करना पड़ेगा पूरा. वो खोलो. Disturb हो जाएगा सब कुछ. I'm going to be taking a picture of this one. ये light बंद हो गया क्या?
मैंने की.
Just going to keep this on this side. I'm going to be keeping the full ceramic prosthesis. Okay, so the magnification ratio remains the same. And you light through the bar. I'm going to get the light on the outside. So just imagine this is a full prosthesis. I'm going to be taking a picture of the full prosthesis now. Okay, so I'll show you the picture of this one now. Just a single shot it takes to. So this one I had to take it vertical because I did not have a lot of space. I just want to show you. This is almost like the size of two you can see two models like that. This is almost like a very big prosthesis by itself. Okay, see it? You can see a big amount of shadow on this side. I can reduce it by getting the light. So my light is like this. If I get it like this, then the shadow will also go. So it is like this. I just get it on this side and the shadow will go. Alright? This is how the prosthesis will look. And even the articulator picture can be taken like this. Alright? I can point the cast also in one direction so that I can get surface textures. So here I have not got surface textures because both the lights are on the sides. But if I rotate the cast like this, and if the cast is pointing on any of the one light directions, I'm going to get a lot of reflections on the label surface of my prosthesis. So let me try and do that now. I'm going to be shifting back to the implant prosthesis. It's like this, and I'm going to get it in front slightly, थोड़ा आगे ले लो, लाइट ऊपर से नीचे कर दो, ले लो बाहर, पूरा ही बाहर, ठीक है, just moving the light completely outside, ऊपर कर दो, so that you all can see. Just want to make it pointing up to down. It is a challenge to work with such limited space, but I prefer the use of rails in this situation. But I prefer doing my tabletop photography upstairs, not over here. Okay. और थोड़ा ले लो तुम्हारा light. I think now you'll be able to see it pretty clearly. Yeah, I think it's much clearer now for all of you. Okay. Flash power. Since I've taken both the lights very far, I have to compensate by increasing the flash power. So right, first the flash was really close, and now the flashes are very far. Alright, I have to compensate by increasing the flash power quite a bit. Okay, so let me just do that. Just going to increase it to, first it was 1.0, so I'm going to make it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 2.0. So this is 3.0. Right, so let us see what the results would look like. Not really sure, but don't mind trying it. Okay. It's going to be difficult to get a black background, I think. See. I got my reflection also as expected because you can see there's a mirror light over there. I have to move the lights some other way. I'll show you the results after I've made the changes. Just rotating the head upwards. So what I'm being careful about is you can see those soft boxes reflection over there. I cannot keep my lens angle in such a way that these reflections should be below my prosthesis. So I have a very narrow margin. Okay, so although the plexiglass sheet is very big, my space is really small. I have to be careful that this softbox reflection is not falling on my prosthesis. So this softbox is quite far. I can keep this also away, but not getting space. And now this is away maybe. It's not really away. I basically do not want it in the line of my fire. It's gonna be tough. Let's see. Let's try it one second. Okay, so I'm going to be shooting it like this. Now if I shoot the prosthesis, both the lights are away from the reflection. I might get a black background now. So I'm just going to move my light away. So if I shoot in this direction, I'm going to be getting a white background also. So I have to shoot in this direction only. So since I want this direction, I'm going to be moving all of you all on the other side. And I'm going to be taking the shot. But I can still see my soft boxes. That's the problem in my frame. I can see both the soft boxes in my frame, so it's not helping me out. किशोरी ऐसे कर दो थोड़ा. वो नहीं. Okay, I did manage to get a black background, but a lot of reflections have come. Should not be a problem. So I'm just pointing my prosthesis in one direction, so I can get a heavy amount of reflections on one side. I hope I get the reflections on the teeth. So I just rotated my prosthesis, but this light is actually not falling much on it. I have to get the light closer to my prosthesis now and get it down again. So I get reflections on my labial surface. Okay, so I think I will get it now because I've got my light very close to the prosthesis. And I'm going to be putting one light off. I'm just going to be using one light for this one and get it a little far from my studio light. Okay, I'm going to be moving this completely. I'm just going to use one studio light, but its reflection should not come, so I have to remove it completely. So I'm going to unmount the studio light fully and keep it on the side and just use one studio light so that it becomes easy for me. Okay, so beautiful shot. I'm going to repeat it once again. This is going to take more angles. You have to be tangential to you cannot take pictures like this. You have to take pictures like this. Only then you will get a reflection. I'm going to be as tangential to the teeth as possible. But you will get this freedom only and only if you have a big black plexiglass sheet. Okay, let us see the pictures. Taken lots of it. Got a better result with a single light because of the lack of space. I'm just gonna get the camera down. You can see and show you the pictures. Alright. So this was the first shot that I took. Really nice and good. Then I showed you this one. This one was the shot with the lights on both sides. See the result. Cervical incisor light again. But you can see my hand reflection, so I cannot use this image. But this is with two lights. So I got the lights away. So I completely got rid of reflections on this side, but there's still a little bit of reflection on this side. You can see it over here. I can reduce the exposure of the raw files in post-processing as well, but try not to do that. Try not to post-process as much as possible. Alright, and then I shifted to a single light. Now this is also two lights only. This is not a single light. You can see two lights. One light is here, one light is here. So as you can see, two lights. One light is here, one light is here. There's also with two lights. This is called as a catch light. It tells you how many lights were used in the system. So you can see one light reflection here, second light reflection here. So there are two lights that were used. Okay. And then this is a single light picture. I'll just get it close so that it exposes properly. Yeah, so this is a single light picture. Okay, you can see it. This is also a single light picture. It looks fantastic. Yeah, you can see it. This is the last single light picture. You can see the heavy amount of reflections on the surface. Okay, it's correctly exposed, but because my phone is doing an auto exposure, it is getting overexposed when I take it far. Okay, this is also a single light picture. Beautiful again. Also a single light picture once again. All right, so that was the use of a flexiglass sheet. Lights लगा देना. And yeah, and do we have anything else left? I'm just thinking. और कुछ बाकी है दिखाने का? नहीं ना? You want to see pictures with gelatin paper, colorful lights? Yeah, high magnification picture is left. So I'll show you my MP65. Do you want to see colorful gels? What is the effect of color gels on the light? Then I'll arrange it for you. Gelatin paper लेके आओगे? गायत्री को बोलता हूँ. Till then, what I'm going to be showing is I'm going to be showing you high magnification images of extracted teeth using MPE 65. Okay, so let me change my lens. Just give me 2 minutes. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer till that time. I just switch my camera to my side, front camera. Okay, so I think you can see me now. And I'll just change the lens. And if you have any questions, I can answer it till that time, till the time I change my lens. Okay, so I have one question saying that can we remove reflections in post processing? So Arun is asking me that. So the answer to that is not really. Uh, you can do it, but you're not supposed to do it. Although it's glamour photography, you're still not allowed to. Okay, so I'm just going to move the studio light away from me. ये वापस माउंट कर दो या तो एक ही स्टूडियो लाइट रखो जिसमें रिफ्लेक्टर है मुझे लगता है उसमें रिफ्लेक्टर नहीं है उसमें है ना तो वो रखो So I'm going to be showing you my MP65 now. Hi Mohammed Ashri. This is going to be the most important thing for you. So Mohammed Ashri is a ceramist. मेरा कैमरा देना. So this is MPE65, the super macro lens that I use for my photography. So I'm going to be switching over to MP65 by removing my 100mm macro lens. I'll ready this lens now. Do we have more questions? Okay. I don't think we have more questions. I don't see any questions. So my MP65 is ready, trigger. And I'm going to be taking picture of the extracted wisdom tooth with my MPE65. Alright, lights on kar do वापस वहाँ पे. I'm going to be switching over to the other camera now. Settings camera and back camera. Done. Okay, so I'm just extracted tooth वहाँ पे रखता. Okay, so I think you can see what I'm doing now. So both of them. So Ahmed Khaled is asking me what is the difference between MP65 and this. MP65 is a super macro lens. It's by Canon itself. So this is MP65. So the difference between both the lenses is that the highest magnification in the 100mm macro lens is 1:1. Prosthesis निकाल दो वहाँ से. And the minimum magnification in this camera is 1:1. So you can go, if you want to go even beyond 1:1, this is the lens of your choice. Okay, so let us go ahead and shoot with MPE65 now. Okay, power कितना है?
2.4.
Okay, so I'm gonna be using uh, the extractor tooth. I'm gonna be tangential. So I'm gonna be taking my first shot at 1:1 magnification ratio. So I'm just gonna go close and then come far. Okay, so it's not focusing. This is not an autofocus lens. That's because it was too far from me. So I have to bring it close to me and then try and focus. Okay, I have to see which side the anatomy is good. And I'm gonna be trying to be shooting that side nicely. Okay, so I got my first shot. I think I'm going to be using black and white photography for this. I'm going to be changing my picture style to monochrome. That's my first shot. It's difficult to get a black background over here because of the mirror. Still overexposed. Light थोड़ा दूर कर दो. Okay. Okay, I got a good shot now. Now I'm going to be shifting to 1:2 magnification. Sorry, 2:1 magnification ratio. I hope you can see my lens increasing in size. This is 2:1. So first it was 1:1. You get that trigger like this. First it was 1:1 over here. Then it was 2:1 like this. This is 2:1. I'll be repeating the shot now. I have to bring it closer because it's going beyond my field of focus. Beautiful shot again. Now I'm going to be making it 3:1. Okay. This is 3:1 magnification ratio. But since I'm increasing the magnification ratio, also to increase the flash power. So I'm going to do that. I've increased my flash power. I'm going to be taking the shot again. Okay, so that is, I'll show you all the pictures. 3:1 is done. Now I'm going to be shooting on 4:1. It's 4:1 magnification ratio. I'm increasing the power again. So it's still a little too far from me. So get it closer. That's 4:1. Okay. I'm going to take one more shot. It's slightly underexposed. Okay. Now I want to shift to 5:1. This is the maximum magnification of this one. Okay, so, and this is the most difficult shot, obviously. There's very high magnification. Okay, so let us see all the pictures. Light bunker. So let us see all the different magnification ratios now. Okay, so I'll show you 1:1 first. Okay, so this is 1:1 magnification ratio, in which you can see the tooth and the reflection, both. Then we moved on to 2:1. in which a little bit of reflection is only seen because the size has increased. This is 3 is to 1. Then we have 4 is to 1. And then finally we have 5 is to 1. This has not come out that sharp. This is sharp. This is 5 is to 1. So I took multiple shots at 5 is to 1 because even if you breathe, it can go blurred. This is 5 is to 1. So I'll show all of them once again. So this is 5 is to 1. Then I have 4 is to 1. This is 3 is to 1. 2 is to 1. 1 is to 1. Okay, you can see the difference. This is 1 is to 1. 2 is to 1. 3 is to 1. 4 is to 1. And 5 is to 1. It's huge amount of difference. Just look at the speck of calculus that's there on this tooth. Or look at it over here in 4 is to 1. This is 3 is to 1. This is 2 is to 1. This is 1 is to 1. Can't even see the speck over here. It's here. Here it is. Okay, so high magnification is really powerful. So if you are fond of photography, you can go ahead and buy this lens, light level. So we finished with high magnification as well. Now sometimes I go a little creative and I दूसरा स्टूडियो लाइट लगा दूं. एक में blue gel is एक में red gel. स्टूडियो लाइट लगा दूं. Sometimes I try to go more creative. I become creative and I put color gels also on my studio lights. Especially if I'm doing a full ceramic prosthesis. So I put this on my studio lights. So from one studio light I get blue color, and from the other studio light you can keep it blue only, or you can use red also. So I'll use blue on one side and red on the other side. And you can put it on the diffuser itself. Red wala bhi full. Okay, so how it's going to look. And the light that comes out from the diffuser is going to be blue in color. Okay, so I'll just put diffusers on both the lights, and I'm going to be taking pictures of the ceramic prosthesis. So till the time that becomes ready, I'll take a question. So Abhijit Mohanty is asking me why I use black and white. I use black and white just because I like to take pictures of anatomy of teeth in black and white. It's my personal choice. But if you want to take it in color, you can take it in color. But honestly, it does not even matter. Like I keep on telling my students not to worry too much about picture style and all that if you are shooting on RAW, because if you're shooting on RAW, the picture is actually color. When you put it on the laptop, when you transfer the pictures, it's actually a color. It's just that on the camera it looks black and white. But if you actually want to make it black and white, you have to again go to post processing and then make it black and white. Right? But I like black and white pictures of anatomy of occlusal teeth. That is why I took it in black and white. Otherwise, if you want to take it in color, you can take it in color. No problem. No problems with that. Do we have more questions? Till the time I set up the color gels, I guess no. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to quickly go to taking pictures of the prosthesis with colored light. I switch my camera quickly to the front camera once it's done. I think it's going to take time. Do we have any more questions? So Noel is saying that he enjoyed the session today. Thank you, Noel, for coming in. You missed the previous sessions, that's completely fine. I'm sure all of us are busy, and these are working days. Just in India, it's not a working day because of Gandhi Jayanti. So that's the thing. But I completely understand that everybody's working and you can miss out. It's not a problem. So Talveen Kaur is asking me, are two studio lights equivalent to twin flash photography? So Talveen, um, direction wise, yes, but power wise, there's no comparison. Twin flash is there's no comparison between a flash and a studio light, okay? Because flashes are very powerful as compared to studio lights. Uh, Studio lights are very powerful as compared to flash. So you cannot compare both of them. Direction wise, yes, you can control the directions, but power wise, no. And also the light modifiers that you can use. You can use various kinds of huge light modifiers on studio lights, which you cannot use on your twin flash. So that is the drawback of twin flash. But only the twin flash pictures are going to get published. You got to be careful. Everything that I'm showing to you today, probably nothing will get published because it's all glamour photography. That is why the entire series is titled Glamour Photography. Apart from the tabletop pictures, none of the pictures that I have shot in the past couple of days are going to get published because glamour photography makes things look very nice and gorgeous. Even if it's not, it'll make things look pretty. So that's the difference between glamour and documentation. I keep on telling my students that everybody can do glamour photography, but it's difficult to do documentation. So that's the truth about this thing. एक लग गया तो एक ही लगा दो, दो नहीं लगा तो भी चलेगा. रेड लगा दो जल्दी. So can we remove unwanted light that is over? Do we have more reflections? Anything on cross polarizers? Okay, I don't have polarizer right now, so if you want to buy it, you can buy it. Uh, you can buy polar eyes if you want reflection-free pictures. Okay, bear with that noise. I can't help it. And if you're talking about ground section cross polarization to get pictures, you need two polarizing filters for that, which I do not know where they are. Very honestly, I have to locate it. But if I had it, I would have shown it. Maybe if I get it in future, I can do a small half an hour to 1 hour tutorial on cross polarizing photography. But since I don't have it, I cannot show it anyways. So yeah. So if you want reflection-free pictures, you have to go for linear polarizers. But if you want colors, or it's also called birefringence, then you have to go for cross polarizing filters or CPL filters, as what they're called in business terms. CPL filters, polarizing filters. Okay. Then do we have any more questions? The cost of plexiglass sheets. So the 2 feet by 2 feet, I got it for it's around 1,000 rupees or something. 1,000 rupees or 1,200 rupees for the 2 feet by 2 feet plexiglass sheet. But the cost depends upon how thick they are. Okay. So my plexiglass sheet is really nice and thick. Um, you should buy a plexiglass sheet which is thick and sturdy, and it should so because if you increase the size, it's going to become more flexible. We do not want flexibility. We want rigidity. So if you're buying a very big plexiglass sheet like the 2 feet by 2 feet that I give it to my students, um, it becomes flexible because it's big. So you cannot go for 2 mm thickness or 3 mm thickness. You will have to buy a higher thickness like 5 mm thickness, 6 mm thickness. So that is going to control the cost of the plexiglass sheet. So the plexiglass sheet that I give is around 6 mm thickness. That's really thick and sturdy. So it's around 1,200 rupees per sheet. That's 2 feet by 2 feet. For bigger prosthesis, yeah. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and take pictures in color now. So we're almost set. जितना हो गया ठीक है. इतना load मत लो. This is going to shift my camera now to the back camera. Just give me a second. Okay, back camera. Alright, so I hope you can see my studio lights are having color gels on them. This one is having a red color gel, and this one over here is having a blue color gel, but the remaining part is, the lower part is white. It could be a little funny. So let's see what is the result. Light on कर दो. गायत्री बाहर चले जाओ.
ये भी देखो.
So इस side में आ जाओ. I'm going to be keeping the porcelain prosthesis on the plexiglass sheet. And I'm going to be taking the pictures. थोड़ा अंदर डाल दो लाइट. क्या थोड़ा पावर 1.0 कर दो. Okay, so I'm going to be using minimum flash power. You can already see the color effects taking effect. I just need to put this light down slightly, so I'm going to be doing that. Okay. Great. And I'm going to be keeping this light also inside. This light also here. Okay, so I'm all set. तुम्हारा power कितना?
1.0.
This is what it's going to look like. But my sheets are a little quite torn actually. I'm a little skeptical about the result, but let's see. I'm just going to raise the height for all of you all so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to take a trial shot first. Oh, this is MP65. यहाँ पे तो yellow light ही आ रहा है. I'll have to hold the cast up slightly so that it takes effect. So I cannot keep it down because my lights are in the higher direction. So I'm just going to be holding it like this in my own hand. I'm going to be taking the shot. Okay. तुम्हारा लाइट बंद करना. लाइट ऑन करो. Okay, let us see the effect of this. When you have too much time with yourself, you can try all these antics. So it's obvious that one side is going to be red and the other side is going to be blue. So that is what the image will look like. So you can try all these things when you're free. Just invert it so you can see it clearly. You can use, instead of prosthesis, you can use instruments also, like an erotor or stuff like that, if you want to do all these things. Or you can use a blade, perio probe, and the equipments look very nice in this lighting. Okay. I'll show you one image that's full blue, one image that's full white. Sorry, full red. This is the blue one. I'll show you the full red one. So this is the full red one. Okay, and this is both red and blue. So you can buy different color gels of your choice and do it according to your convenience. Like Ladin. So that's all from my side, guys. If you have any more questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Sare lights on karo. And if you do not have any questions, I think I will call it day. Uh, so I think we had a pretty good experience of tabletop photography. So what are we saw today? How to get a full black background, how to get a black background with reflections. So we had already covered all this during the lockdown period, but we had done all that using speed lights. But using studio lights is very simple because they are very big in size, and uh, it's just generally very simple. All right, so I'll just see if there are questions. What to do for color photography without studio lights? You what to do? You can just change the picture style. So if you want to do um, normal photography of portraits with studio lights, you can just change the picture style to neutral, and you can do color photography with studio lights, which is what we did yesterday in the portrait photography session. So that's how you do it. Abhijit is asking difference between portrait and tabletop in terms of light, direction, and shadows. In portraits, we have a lot of rules because portraits, not rules, but we have guidelines. So we have fixed lighting systems like what is split lighting, what is Rembrandt lighting, what is butterfly lighting. In tabletop, that's not even required. So tabletop is even more vague, I can say, but it depends upon your imagination fully. You can use combinations of soft lighting and hard lighting also, which I did not show it now. I wanted to show it, but I think we'll keep it for some other time. But tabletop photography is more about creativity, and so is portrait. But you can take creativity to the next level in tabletop photography. So that's the main difference between portraits um, and tabletop photography. And with tabletop photography, you can do a lot of experimentation because it's still life. So your subject is not going to get bored of you, right? So Ashwini is saying amazing session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ashwini. And Eugene Roisengard saying absolutely love your work. Thank you so much, Eugene. So that's all about what I had to cover today. If you like the session, don't miss out our forthcoming sessions. In our forthcoming session, we're going to be covering videography. We're going to be covering tethering in the sense how to connect the camera to your laptop and take pictures, which is also very important for vlogging because you are a single person and you don't have anybody to help. You don't have anybody to help you, so a laptop really helps. So we're going to be seeing a lot of things in future, including tethering and a lot many more things. I'm going to be making videos on other equipments also, and I'm going to be making it live as well. So it's going to be starting soon, but I'll be declaring the dates later on. I just need a break for the time being. And that's all for today's session. If you like the session, do join our Telegram group because that's the group which gets the updates first. And if you are an alumnus of my school, that's Dental Photography School, and if you've done any of my sessions, my 2 day sessions or 3 day sessions, today is the last day to join my prestigious alumni group. So if you want to join it, make sure you join it today. Today is the last day for joining for free, and then it's going to get a paid thing. If you want to join in, you can just email me on dentalphotographyschool@gmail.com. I repeat, it's dentalphotographyschool@gmail.com. All right, so Grishma is saying, thank you, sir. First session was on tabletop, but without studio lights, good revision. Yeah, first session was on studio light. During the lockdown, we had the same session, but it was without studio lights. But now it's studio lights, so it's much more easy. Thank you, Pankaj Thorat. Thank you, Grishma, Praveen, Abhijit, Talveen. Very informative, simple, and effective techniques. Thank you so much, Talveen. So, if you like the session, do recommend my name and my school's name to your colleagues so that even they can join our Facebook group. They can follow our Facebook page and they can be a part of the Telegram group so that they can learn more. We not only cover dental photography, we cover general photography also. And very soon there's something big that's going to be happening really soon, and you all are going to be part of it. Don't worry, just keep in touch, share your email addresses on my email address so that I can save your email addresses and then send you notifications about our forthcoming free sessions. So what I can do is I can probably make a Google form. I can ask for your review, and I can collect your email addresses so I can just put it in an Excel sheet, and I can um, just email all of you all when I'm going live next time. That's all for today. So thank you, Abhijit, Talveen, Eugene, Ashwini, uh, Dr. Manisha, Kemani, Ahmad Khaled, Mohammed Al Shari. Thank you so much. Arun, Noel, Manish, uh, Pranjal is also here. Nice to see you, Pranjal. Tejal, finally you could make it. Ashwini, Rupali, and Shilpa. Shilpa is also here. Hi, Shilpa. Himanshu, Gaurav Munjal, and Shishan, Ritu Agarwal, Van John, Arif, Iman Bugai, Kiss, Divya Prasanna. Oh, Vishwas Madan was here. Nice. Nice to see you all. Shalu ma'am was here. Saroj, thank you, Saroj, for joining in. Faraz, Abhinav, Amar, Ishman, Prabhat, and Rahul. All right, so it was a pleasure to join you all today. I'll be seeing you all very soon in my next live. Till then, stay tuned with our Telegram group and stay connected with me on my email, that's dentalphotographyschool@gmail.com. Or if you want to join our Telegram group, you'll be getting that link on my Facebook page or the Facebook group. Just check it out on the page of the group and do join the Telegram group. And I'm going to be throwing across a Google form very soon to collect your email addresses so that you don't have to worry about being left out. And as soon as I plan something for the live, which is going to be very soon, I'm going to be sending across an email to all of you all who are interested to join me. All right. So thank you so much for today, and I'm glad I could see you all. I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you enjoyed today's session, just post it on your Facebook that you enjoyed today's session and tag me in the post. I'd be so happy to reconnect with you on your timeline. All right. So once again, thank you so much, and bye bye.